YouTube? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And I always thank y'all for joining me today for this video. And I'm pretty sure most people are aware of, and if you're not aware of it, then I don't know where the hell you've been. Well, it's well known that if you are a black person in America and you don't believe that America is a racist society, with all this systemic racism and suspected white supremacy, and you don't believe that the white man is keeping you down, and it's well known that all the brainwashed blacks and the race hustlers will throw out all the race hustle insults that they can think of. Generally when they can't debate, they draw out the insults, which is usually all the time because they never really can debate because they never have the really facts to support their argument. But all the race hustle insults, coon, Uncle Tom, sellout, Oreo, coconut, and so on and so forth, all of the foolish nonsense. Well, the question of the day is, in this video, is who are the real coons? Who are the real sellouts? Well, first of all, let's define it, okay? Now, the only real definition I ever heard of coon was from Tariq Nigga Please, and a coon is supposed to be a black person who regurgitates quote-unquote white supremacist rhetoric. In other words, facts, statistical data. If you're a black person and you cite any stats or facts that conflicts with the race narrative, where you're a coon. And of course, a sellout is a supposed black person who's selling out the black race to selling out the brother man for the other man. That's foolishness. So again, who are the real coons? Now let's compare the message. The message is to see who's the real coons, who's the sellouts. Now, my message, as well as all the other like-minded black conservatives, is that America is not a racist society. And if you believe that America is a racist society and holding you back and holding you down, the white man's out to get you, then based on what? As I've said, hey, if you believe that America is a racist society, then explain to us exactly what is it that you want to do, whatever goals you have in your life, exactly the steps that you have to take to get there, and explain to us exactly how systemic white supremacy is preventing you from taking those steps. You can do that, then you have a legitimate claim to cry race. Well, I haven't heard one single black person do that yet, so I haven't heard a legitimate cry for race yet. If you can't cry racism, then if you want to achieve something in life, then you get off your ass and go do it. Okay, if you don't want to achieve nothing, then no. Well, but whatever it is that you wish to achieve in this country, there's opportunity for everyone. Okay, there's no guarantee to success. There's no guaranteed success for anybody, but the opportunity is there for those who wish to try. So if you want to achieve something, then you got to go out there and take the steps that's necessary to get there. If you can't say what the white man to stop you from doing achieving life, then the opportunity is there and you take it. Now you have the race hustlers. Their rhetoric is, woe is me, the white man's out to get me, America's a racist society. Bitch moaning, whine, crying, complain about nonsense that nobody has any evidence to support. Cry about racism, cry about police brutality with no facts, evidence to cite it. Keep ignoring nigger brutality. Okay, keep deflecting away from personal responsibility. Never take any personal responsibility for anything. And anything negative happen to me is because of the white man. So if I'm walking down the street and I slip down and bust my ass, it's the white man's fault. In other words, again, just cry, complain, do nothing at all, but just complain and cry. So, what message is a message of holding back and a message of pushing forward? Well, it's obvious the answer to that question is that the blacks who keep other blacks brainwashed and focus on race all day, never doing anything, crying all the time, obviously they are the real coons. If I was the coon, allegedly the sellout, selling black man down to the white man, then why would I tell black people exactly what would take to grow prosperity, to build anything, to do anything, to achieve anything? If you want to do it, go out there and do it. You got to put forth the effort. If I was a sellout, hell-bent on keeping black people down for the white man. Why would I tell black people exactly what it would take to grow, to build prosperity, to build wealth, to get somewhere in life? I mean, who's much more likely to be held back? Somebody who has goals in life and they go out there and take the steps necessary to achieve those goals, or somebody sitting around crying? Obviously, the person sitting around crying is the one who's not going to get anywhere. So then the message of the race hustlers is actually the message of holding black people's back, selling black folks out. And if these white people really truly were racist and really truly wanted to keep black people down, or if really truly was this racist society with all these racist white folk, well then who would they support? The blacks telling black people to get off your ass and go do something if you want it, go attain it and get it if you want it? Or the blacks telling blacks to bitch, mourn, and whine and cry, complain all the time? Well, obviously they will support the race hustlers. So again, I have my message to all of these race hustlers out here, all these real coons, the real coons out here, the real sellouts. You know, the Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Tyreek Nigga Please, of course, Mark Lamont Hill, Michael Eric Dyson, Roland Martin, Angela Rye, Michelle Alexander, all the rest of these race hustlers with all that foolishness. My message to y'all is to stop all that damn coonish nonsense. Stop all the coonery, because y'all are the real coons, the real sellouts, real selling down a brother man for the other man. Y'all are the real coons. So stop with the foolishness. And, you know, stop calling all the other black people coons who try to tell black people something. You know, the true liberal tactic of accusing other people of what you're doing. So again, I ask, who are the real coons? It's obviously who they are. And you see these coons, these Uncle Toms, these sellouts, Uncle Sambos, on CNN all the time, crying, keeping black folks crying about race all the time. So the coons, these race hustlers, especially Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, they have been cooning for years. And it seems like new coons are coming out of the closet, coming out of the woodworks all the time, especially all these, you know, these professors, what is Bryce Watson or whatever his name, he's also a coon all the time. That's always crying about race all the time. But again, I'm not the coon. Because if I'm telling black folks what would cause black people to get ahead, to build wealth, then how can I be the coon? Y'all are. So that pretty much tells us who the real coons are. And if you see these coons, tell them to knock it off. And it's always y'all. Until next episode.